What's up, everybody? This is WFSO Reaction. If y'all don't know, Cesaro did resign with WWE. Don't know how much the deal, how much money or years be, but I know there's people got their opinions on like why did he sign, why he shouldn't have signed, or anything like that. So before I lay my opinions out, off the rope show, I watch them like every now and then, like with trying to get their opinions on. Some of their opinions is good, some of their opinions I just think is kind of like no. But one of my favorite YouTubers, and just gonna see his Slate Daddy's reaction on this thing. So let's see.
So we all know what happens now, especially anytime we find out that a WWE guy or gal has their contract about to expire. You start to get that speculation of, is he going to resign or is he going to resign with WWE? Why would they want to resign with WWE? Are they destined to go to AEW? AEW, other independent shows, go to Japan. Like, you start to get those rumors and those buzzwords and buzzes going around. And I will say, at least, if nothing else, it is cool to have that. And here's why. Because it means that for the talent, there's at least a little bit of leverage. The WWE, Vince McMahon, while they are certainly by far the biggest show in town, they are not the only show in town. So it's nice for the talent to have leverage, to have at least a secondary option. They can either say, hey, I don't want to work with Vince or for this company anymore. How about go somewhere else?
Oh, freaking ass.
We made a magnetic belt that you only have to adjust once.
Jesus.
And it's as strong and flexible as UFC.
Or if they so desire, they could potentially leverage other options or allow Vince and the company of WWE to leverage themselves into a bigger deal with this talent because they're afraid of the other options. So, as you saw the reports of Cesaro's contract being set to expire after WrestleMania 37, you started to see rumors about what could happen. Certainly, had plenty of people talking about, you should go to AEW. AEW is where he needs to go, and he should get the hell out of there because why wouldn't he want to do more and do better for himself as a talent and as a performer and all this other crap. So, but money talks and bullshit walks, and ultimately, it seemed like almost as soon as we started to see the reports about his contract being up after WrestleMania, it was reported that Cesaro and the WWE had come to an agreement on a multi-year contract extension. So Cesaro's not going anywhere, which certainly seems to jive with what we saw this past week on SmackDown, where you got him wrestling Daniel Bryan and beating Daniel Bryan. It seems to be an indication that they were trying to reward him, at least in the short term, for showing loyalty and staying with WWE and maybe perhaps positioning for him for a push, or maybe not. Who knows?
Hopefully.
And this is where we start to get to the silly season a little bit for fans. Because fans are going to sit there and say, why the hell would he want to resign with WWE? Why would he want to do that? Why would he put himself through that? Why would he work somewhere where they don't really buy into him that much and they don't push him to his maximum potential? I'm not saying that's not a fair question, because it certainly is. Because money is important. I don't let anybody twist your food otherwise. But money ain't everything, and it certainly is not the only thing. Like, sure, it's nice to get paid well and compensated well, but be in a place where you feel valued and you feel important and you feel like you have growth opportunity and potential to do more, and you have autonomy to really manage and drive and own your own career path. You get a lot of that with WWE, especially with somebody like Cesaro. So this is a fair question to ask, but to the fans that will start to rage about it or go to a Square Circle Reddit page or they'll go on social media and be like, I think this is where we start to get a little disconnected from reality when it comes to the wrestling public. And needing perhaps to better understand why somebody like a Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro, would decide that he wants to stay with WWE, even though a lot of us agree, and myself somewhat included, that the company has underutilized him over the years, and they kind of pigeonholed him into a spot, and they haven't pushed him as much as they possibly could. And frankly, when you look at some of the guys in the past several years that have been champion, what the hell is so different or worse about a Cesaro where he couldn't be in that top spot? Again, fair questions to ask. I think you got to look at this a couple of fold, though. Number one, Claudio's already 40 years old. He's been in the business for years. He knows his clock is winding down. He might be in fantastic shape, and he certainly is. And he might be able to go for several more years, and perhaps he finally can. But he might have been looking at this too. You got to understand as this might be my last major big payday. This might be my last really big deal. And at his age of 40, that starts to carry a lot more weight and burden because you're starting to prepare for life after being a full-time wrestler. Like even he keeps himself in phenomenal shape, like at some point in time either his body's going to break down or mentally, like spiritually, emotionally, he's just going to want to divest himself from professional wrestling. So the clock is ticking. So if he can get a sure thing and he can set himself up well and get the most out of one last big contract for the WWE.
These freaking ads. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to try to.
Now the reason why these are great, they're anti-tape. Especially when you look at a situation where even though it seems like potentially we could be on the back end of the whole pandemic, we don't know. Like who knows? COVID could go away and something else similar or even worse could potentially start. Who knows? So the point I'm getting at is there is a lot of uncertainty. And when there's a lot of uncertainty, at times, folks, especially those that are not incredibly aggressive by nature, those that are relatively adverse to significant risks, are going to tend to play it closer to the vest and play it safe. When I look at what Claudio did here, Cesaro, by signing this deal, he played it safe. To me, he went for the sure thing. And let's be clear here. Even for those of you that want to always use the he should go to AEW and do this shit, like a lot of other people went to AEW too. That doesn't mean that they're going to be featured well or featured consistently. And frankly,
Right. He's right.
What guarantees do you have that he would be featured any better or any differently in AEW than he is in WWE? You don't. You might want to pretend or believe because you're so bought into the AEW bullshit. But let's be real here. They've already got a roster glut problem. They've got too many people that they have too few spots for, and that leads to them featuring them in ways that nobody stands out, like nobody gets consistent run, consistent pushes, like all of that. So now adding a Cesaro into the mix, do you really want to do that? You also got to look at this too, like from a standpoint of if a Cesaro is potentially interested in things outside of wrestling. Do you go to an AEW or you stay with a company that has more twice the viewership that has a larger international market share for sure, and also is getting ready to go on to the Peacock network in another month plus, where the access, the number of eyeballs that could potentially view them are exponentially larger than anything AEW as a company and AEW Dynamite specifically as a show, or even AEW as a entity, TNT as a network. They're not going to be able to offer them that. They're just not. They're just not. So what's that? And you also got to come to the realization, and this is where I think sometimes it's incredibly important for some of you to understand that just because you want somebody to be a top guy, just because you want somebody to be a world champion, doesn't mean that they always want to be. Not everybody wants the pressure of the top spot. Not everybody embraces that challenge. Not everybody is motivated by that. And you can look at it and say, well, why the hell would you pursue this as a passion, a dream, a career, and not want to be the best at it you possibly can be? I get you. Like, I'm with you. If you're going to do something, it's damn sure worth doing the best that you possibly can. That might not be the best, but you should at least control what you can control, which is being the best that you absolutely positively can, and you let the chips fall where they may. But not everybody is motivated by that. Not everybody is consumed by that. Not everybody is worried about that. There are plenty of people out there that are perfectly content and satisfied with not rocking the boat, just kind of going through the motions and picking up a paycheck and having some stability and security. And for all you know, Cesaro could be one of those guys. And while it might be frustrating to think about and hard to kind of understand, you should try to understand. And sometimes some of these guys don't get into that spot because they truly don't want that spot. It's much easier to blame Vince and creative and everything else. And a lot of times they do things to hold people back, and they certainly have held Cesaro back.
Yep.
No question about that.
Yep.
But sometimes it's just a matter of these guys don't show the desire or the hunger to go do more. And they're content like this. It's like the fucked off Zigglers of the world.
You pointed that out.
They're happy being a high paid job. It's irritating and frustrating. It's like, why would you want to be somewhere where they don't value you that much? But hey, you're collecting your chop. So be it. Cesaro may very well be the same thing. So sometimes when fans are raging and ranting for these guys to get pushes and for these guys to get to the top spot and these guys wanting a belt, you might be in a situation where you care more about it than the talent does. And even if they say that they do want that, that doesn't mean that they ultimately do. It's something important to keep in mind. Personally, my thoughts with Cesaro are kind of this, is that I like him. I do. Because I think he can bring something different and unique to the table. The challenge for him is that I think he's a right guy, wrong era. If he was a guy that was around in the Attitude Era, or even like the Ruthless Aggression Era, I think he would have been more successful than he is now. But the problem is you have so many guys that do spots and do bumps that have no personality, that can't talk. And unfortunately, a guy like him that doesn't quite do all the flippy stuff actually, it's to his detriment. He doesn't stand out. He's just another guy lost in the schmaz, a kind of blasé personality, lack of the abilities on the stick. But if you had taken him back maybe 15, 20 years ago, where you still had more personalities and more star power, you had more guys that could talk, be characters, a guy like him, more buttoned up and serious and very firm, could actually stand out more. Now, as I've said before, I look at a guy like Cesaro. I don't see what's so different than so many other guys that have gotten to be the champion. Like why he can't be, but these other guys can be. I think it's ridiculous. But again, he might not be motivated by that. He might not care. He might just be happy at age 40 to get the most that he can and not want to rock the boat too much. And you guys should really work to understand that. Not everybody wants to be in world champion. Not everybody wants that pressure. Not everybody wants that level of spotlight. They might think they do, and they might act like they do, and they might say that they do, but their actions don't really match what they're saying or what they're telling or alleging. So when you look at this environment of there's no guarantee AEW would use them better. What's he going to do? Go to Japan and potentially risk, like if you have another big pandemic outbreak over there in Asia or in Japan specifically, you're going to sit there and be locked down in the country for a long period of time that you're not at, that maybe you don't even enjoy being in. Who knows? I don't know the man personally. I'm throwing that out there. Like these are things that it's a factor. These are things they have to consider. There's no guarantee AEW would use them better, and there's no guarantee that AEW was offering the same level of contract, or even if they had made an offer, even if they would have offered him something similar or more, or even close to it. Like if WWE panic bought here and offered him significantly more money for a longer period of time, who in the fuck are we to judge him for that?
Exactly. I do agree with that. And it's freaking.
He's doing what he feels is best for him, and it's not harming any of you in the process.
No emotion at all.
So, yeah, it'd be nice to see him get utilized better, but I'm not going to begrudge him for re-signing with WWE, and shame on any of you that do. That's stupid.
Well, mostly I do agree with him, and maybe hopefully Cesaro one day will like get that push that he should have gotten in like 5 years ago. But I guess it's WWE. But I guess he said the right guy, wrong era. But I think he did his damage when he did won the United States title. But now they over here pair him up with these tag teams like Sheamus and Tyson Kidd and Shinsuke Nakamura. Like they just pairing him with like tag teams. Like, is that what he good for? Being a tag team? I don't know, but I'm gonna say this also. Us as fans are also to blame on why he's not getting that top push either. It's not just Vince McMahon's fault or creative fault or anything like that. Us as fans, it's our fault too, because we don't give him the push that we don't. Although we like had them sign Cesaro section and all that stuff, but are we going to his meet and greet appearance? Are we going to buy his shirt when it comes out? Or I'm gonna buy this many merchandise of Cesaro as much as I can to support him. People gotta think about that, but not just like just just hating on WWE for not pushing them. That's not gonna get us nowhere. You need Vince McMahon to hear you. Although at at sometimes he doesn't listen to the fans, Vince don't, but there's gonna be time when you put an exclamation point into it, he will listen. I think with the like with the ratings y'all showing on Raw right now, with his 1 million or 1.8 million, or the lowest he had like 1.5 or something like that, compared to like SmackDown getting their highest one on Christmas Day. Thing was over. I know it was over 2 million, but something that was close to 3 million. But because I know some of y'all, including myself, think that SmackDown is the A show, which it is, because like I said about Raw, is too many politics and things like that. But still, if y'all want to see Cesaro get up there, keep pushing for him to get up there. Although y'all voices can't be heard right now when y'all watching it through the computer screen for the being the part of the live audience, but soon as you get to the soon as they, well, hopefully the pandemic was going to be over soon, and soon as they start letting people in arenas and all that stuff, let y'all voices be heard that y'all want Cesaro to get a push. Keep listening, but don't write to them because they ain't gonna listen. But y'all keep pushing. Go to his meet and greet. Go to wherever he appears at. Merchandise. Buy them. Like Cesaro got all the qualities to be a champion, but it's up to the fans to get behind him in a big way as we can. So hopefully y'all listen to what I said, and hopefully we can get this going for Cesaro, and he'll be world champion. No matter which one he'll be, but hopefully he will get that push. But we'll see. Like the video, you give if you like it. Check out Off the Rope Show. Checking them out for wrestling contact and stuff as well. Um, like I said, we're doing the giveaway, so all you gotta do to enter in the giveaway is to subscribe and also comment on this video and other future videos that we do till we get to 150 subscribers. We're at 123 right now. We just had one added one yesterday. So if you comment and all that stuff, the more you comment, the bigger chance you get. We'll do a separate video when we get to 150 subscribers, and we will announce the winner on a separate video, and they will win an Iron Hammer Fungo Pop. So we have more prize, more giveaways and stuff to do, but keep subscribing. That's all you got to do. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, do all that. But until the next video.